Hello. My name is Dennis, that's my crime and also my punishment. A little bit later than normal, appreciate everyone's patience. But welcome back to Jolt and the Tomb of the Abomination, our Tomb of the Annihilation homebrew game. We've been playing City on the Edge, one of the first Adventurers League modules. Everyone enjoying it so far? Enjoying the story, the tale, the land? Awesome.
I'm in danger.
Yes, you are. Oh, you have no idea. You have no idea how much danger you're in. But yes, when last we left off, our heroes. You okay there, guys?
Yeah. Fucking Logitech.
Oh,
Fucking
no.
fighting with the headset, and because it just doesn't want to work the way it used to. Like, you know when you push, like, if you have a wireless headset, you push the arm up, it mutes it, right?
Mm-hmm.
No longer works for our headset. Because whatever the fucking Logitech last updated, no longer syncs properly with Discord, and when we do that, it won't unmute us. So we can mute, but we have to leave and join Discord to pre-unmute.
Oh, good grief! I'm sorry, guys.
So, it's annoying.
It's just a pain in the ass.
So that's why I use toggle to mute, because it's just like, well, it's the best thing I could do. I'm just gonna mute myself.
Yeah, sorry about that, lads.
But you would think that every time because I used to, just sleep my computer or wake it back up in the morning, but now because I realized, well, I'm not doing anything major, so I can shut my computer down. I shut my computer down every night. You'd think that a complete shutdown and restart would reset everything, no matter what.
You'd hope so.
But apparently it doesn't. And apparently I can't just join a call, just join a chat, and then put the mic down to talk, No, I have to put the mic down first, then join.
Yeah, because like I said, if you try to unmute with the headset, it won't ever unmute you. So you have to join pre-unmuted.
Hopefully they're gonna get a quick fix for that. I'm sorry, guys.
Nope.
That's. Oof.
It's been almost 6 months and there's no fix for it yet. And I don't think they have plans to, because Logitech's really bad at software updates, and it's, from what Discord is saying, it's not their issue, and they have no way of fixing it on their end. So it's a pure Logitech problem.
That sucks. I'm sorry, lads.
Just annoying.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we've got finally we've got a sponsor for this session, and this one's going to be Logitech. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, please no.
Yeah, no. Actually, I am using a Logitech webcam for this, but that's because it was gifted to me by the lovely Tony, who helped me build this computer. So
some Logitech parts are actually pretty good. All my peripherals are Logitech personally. My mouse, my keyboard, my headset. I like it because then it's all one program. But there are massive problems with their gaming software, and sometimes just their firmware. I've had to return headsets because I updated it and it completely bricked the firmware in the headset. My mouse currently has an update available, but I won't do it because I've read online of how many problems that update has caused. And the last time I did it, I had to return the mouse and buy a new one. Well, I don't really ever buy a new one. I have a warranty for this stuff, so it's just like return for the exact same thing for no money.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, always keep your receipts. But anyway,
if you've heard the story, I've been returning my headset to Best Buy for the last 6 years.
Oh, wow.
I have 16 receipts stapled to each other. I could show you on camera. It's disgusting, and every time I walk into Best Buy, they'll give me a look of, oh my god, this has been happening too long, but we can't stop it now.
Huh. I will keep that in mind. That's horrific, but anyway. Meanwhile, back to Jolt. When last we left off, the group were investigating a series of disappearances around the Old Kingdom, the Old City, one of the oldest areas in Port Nyanzaru, just outside the city walls. Hidden within one of the smaller ziggurats, there was a secret passage, and within there were a series of chambers that you were able to navigate, only taking a little bit of damage. Eventually, you uncovered and rescued 2 out of 3 people. There was a Dwarven Cleric by the name of Derio, who apparently works with the Order of the Gauntlet. There was also this teenage girl here who passed the fuck out, and this unfortunate did not make it. However, they had been kidnapped by this gnomish individual up here. And I believe we had already looted. One of the things you did loot, I don't remember the exact items. I hope you wrote them down. I can check if we need to. But one of the things that he had around his neck was a very familiar looking half-moon shaped pendant. Something very similar to an item that you guys wrested off a bunch of grung not too long ago. And it is from that point that I believe we continue, unless there were any further questions. You all also, by the way, you are all now level 3. And for the sake of argument, while your hit points have been restored, you're pretty run down. You're feeling a little bit beat, and you could do with a bit of a break.
Why? Why did I program myself to feel pain?
Also, I just realised that we didn't put Sirenscape up this whole time, so feel free to talk amongst yourselves for the next 20 minutes while I get that feature set up.
Well, Lucy was singing you the song of her people in the background there. I'm sure you heard.
Oh.
I've invented a robot that cries. Why?
Why not?
What is my purpose? Pass the butter.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Jesus. Oh, jeez.
You pass butter. Oh my god. Yeah. Join the club, pal. Oh, I have an even better one. Let me find it. Where is it? It's not Scout Falcon. There it is. There you go.
Oh, is this on the Discord?
Yeah. In the
Hey,
video.
Willow,
Hello?
what's the squeaking in the background?
Oh, I apologize.
No, it doesn't bother me. I'm just wondering what it is.
That is actually the fan. We have a
like a
massive fan, and if you're hearing a ting 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 ting, that is the. I did have some tape that held it in place, but basically there's one of the toggles is continually banging against the light, and I've just been too lazy to repair it. So
That's okay.
anyways,
I can hear it.
Cool. So you guys you have dealt with the gnome show. This dwarf gentleman here, he looks like he's about set to pass out. It's like, does someone want to get this one here? Were there any other zombies or anything, or has all that been taken care of?
I believe that issue has now been resolved.
Fantastic.
At a glance, who's worse, the girl on the ground or the dwarf?
Give me a medicine check, if you'd be so kind.
medicine.
Yeah, because that's a skill.
That many.
Okay. You know what? It's a little bit hard to tell, but as you're trying to figure it out, you see the dwarven gentleman just slowly face plant into the floor and pass out.
Taff is going to discreetly have a snack.
I shall wait for these two to... I shall wait for you to finish your snack before I revive one of these two. Also, which one do you think will be the best option?
I believe a dwarf would be more prudent. We can take the girl back out while she's unconscious.
Very well. Finish your snack. Let me know when you want me to revive him.
Who is Tarth eating?
No.
The gnome.
Yeah.
Can we please check for loot before he eats? Like,
We have done.
unless he takes the clothes off.
The little kobold has a good idea. We should check him for anything useful before snacking.
I'm not going to eat his whole body, just an arm.
Make sure there's no rings in the arm,
Hmm.
or bracelets or anything.
You know what? Just for the fun of it, give me a
Taff?
investigation check, please, Tarth.
Before that happens,
Yes.
can Taff try and bite off the hand at the wrist?
I think he's beyond the point of resisting, given the fact that Rolder basically exploded the back of his head with a bolt.
Taff's just going to do that and then throw the hand over.
Okay. In that case, if anyone wants to double check the hand, you know what? Just give me a basic D20 roll. 1 to 10, you don't find anything. 11 to 20. Hey, okay, Cream. You find a simple gold ring, fairly, bland. No real markings on it or anything. I would say that that's going to be worth 10 gold pieces. Okay. Now, as a reminder to you guys, you picked up, I believe it was a spell scroll. There was, let me just double check. We have the amulet. And yes, okay. There is a pouch on this individual, and it contains 20 gold pieces and a vial of this red orange fluid.
Just going to point out at this point, everyone else in the room that's conscious starts hearing the crunch of bones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you rolled pretty low on your stealth, so for the record, you are all aware that Tarth is snacking on this dude. How you feel about that is entirely up to you.
What? According to Peanut, he's an animal. He's making use of good meat.
Okay. But yes,
You're
so
muted, hon.
I want to search the altar.
okay, yeah. So basically, Tarth kind of leapt up here because yeah. So you guys can either have leapt up, or I will say this: the passage behind you. There's basically a stairway that is going to lead all the way back around.
Yeah,
So
I kind of
it's all
figured that out.
it's all one big loop, just for clarification. But yeah,
I kind of figured that out.
yeah. But yeah, give me an investigation check if you'd be so kind. Oh, bitch! Okay. Now for the deep lore that wasn't there a second ago. This area is covered in material, various notes, sketches. As you're pouring through, you can see some of the older stuff seems a lot more coherent, but as things have progressed, there are like half-finished spell scrolls. musings, research notes, and it's kind of similar to the stuff that you found in the tent outside where this guy was living. It seems that over the past couple of weeks, this guy picked up a particular item. He basically acquired the amulet from somebody. You're not quite sure who, but he was supposed to pass it off to someone. However, he instead kept it for himself, and he began to believe that the god of magic, a deity known as Azuth, was talking to him directly, and that he needed to keep experimenting and keep performing all these rituals to experiment with, you know, creating a new undead form. And that was the way that he would basically, you know, discover immortality, pretty much, or like, you know, eternal knowledge. It gets to a point where you get the feeling even he doesn't know what he's doing it for, as he's just descending further and further into this bizarre, paranoid, rambling mess. But there do seem to be a lot of notes about dreams of serpents, and they're calling for the relic. In the dream, the serpents want the relic. However, he, and you find the guy's name is Viplo. He refers to him, you know, it's like you eventually find a little bit of identification paperwork or something with his name on, and you remember that he signed the previous letter with a V, so you're able to connect those dots there. But for whatever reason, this guy has basically been hoarding it for himself, and it has kind of driven him to the point where kidnapping, basically using some sort of mind control ability on individual people to draw them into this hidden layer that he's been living in, and basically killing them, starving them to death first of all because the dude was a coward, and then raising them as undead that he can then further experiment on. This has been that's the general process of what's been going on here. And just for the sake of flavor, I will say this: you do notice, aside from all the more recent stuff that this guy has added to this base, clearly he didn't make this. This location is fucking old and has been a part of the ziggurat since its construction. Now, would you say Tertra is a scholar or a researcher? Are they interested in history in a personal way, or would they not really know anything other than what they picked up through just general life?
I'm not proficient in history, so I'd probably have to say, like, no.
That's valid. You don't know much about the ancient history of Chult as a whole, or, you know, like Nyanzaru or anything like that. So all you really know is that this location, probably up until this guy discovered it, it hasn't been touched in thousands of years. What its original purpose was for, you're not entirely sure, but there do seem to be blood stains on this altar, and they are very old looking. You do also, I would say this, I'd just give this to you, you do also notice celestial markings around the area. Other than that, I'd say that's pretty much everything that you would get. So my final question to the group is, what do you wish to do now?
Are there any sheets or anything nearby?
There are many, many blood-smeared rags that the zombies were wearing. I've removed them from the map, but I would assume that you guys have either left the zombies where they were or kind of dragged them off to the side so they're out of the way. They are covered in rags, or basically what was left of their clothing from before they were murdered by this dude and raised.
Right, so there's nothing that Tark would use to cover the victim's body.
Give me, you know what, just for the fun of it, give me an investigation check. Nope.
Damn.
My apologies.
I would rather not leave them exposed. But we have not much option.
You do. I will say this. You do remember that outside there were a series of, crates, barrels, and, you could easily, take the gnome's bed sheets or something, bring them in here and, use something that way.
Yeah, Tark will do that.
Ah, okay. And I'd say by now your enlarge nature that's changed.
I was wondering when you were noticing that.
Oh yeah, no. I was counting down. So Tarth is now back to normal. His normal big scaly boy self. Okay.
Bucket's casting healing word on the dwarf.
Okay. 5 hit points to him. Okay. He eventually. Are you trying to wake him up first?
Yep.
Okay. After a minute or two, he basically splutters a bit. And he dies. Nope, I misclicked there. Don't worry. He basically shakes himself awake and sits upright. Hey, sorry. Blacked out for a second there. Oh, you moved fast. Anyway, we should probably get someone over here, investigate this. Definitely. Oh, what about the lass? Is she okay?
Alas, this one is not, but the one there, we've decided to let her remain unconscious till we reach the outside.
I have no more methods of healing.
Right. Well, tell you what. I've got a little something on me. Bear with me 1 second while I check my character sheet.
Sadly, neither do I.
Okay. He's actually going to use his last spell slot to cast Cure Wounds on her, and her eyes start to flutter open. However, he started positioning himself between her and what was next to her. And it's like, I'm gonna stay here with with this scene. If you want to take this young lady outside, I'm gonna be fine. I'm just gonna do a little bit of looking around. This is kind of my job. Okay, sorry. First of all, my name's Derio. I'm with the Order of the Gauntlet. And you lot are?
I am Bucket of Bolts, but you can simply call me Bucket.
Alright. And you, big lad?
Tarf of Clan Bloodclaw.
Okay. And who are you two then?
You may call me Rolda, and this is my mate, Turtra.
Aye, pleasure. And who's the wee one over here?
That is Lucy.
Right.
Oh.
the girl
He is
shakily,
awake.
yeah, the girl shakily raises her hand. My name is Inette. Temple of Sappus. Where are we? And why am I not looking at... Oh, you know, I think I just remembered. I don't want to know I'm not looking over there. Can I please go home now?
That is our intention, yes.
Okay, I would very, very much like to leave now, if that is okay.
Be wary, there are traps on the way out.
I shall escort you.
So question to the group. Are any of you intending to stay behind, or are you all heading out?
Well, Bucket is going to have a look and see what's in these side passages up here.
Okay.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Unless
basically...
you're doing more of an investigation, I don't know. That's all I got up and around.
I would say this, if you want to have a quick poke around, you're more than welcome to. In essence, from what you can see, this whole area was a small self-contained little section within the smaller ziggurat. In addition to the Nat 20 that Turcha rolled earlier, you would know that this only takes up a small portion. There are probably more areas in this ziggurat, but this pocket that you guys are in is a fairly self-contained one. That this gnome seems to have co-opted for his own ends. Whether or not he didn't locate any other entrances, or this you've not found the other entrances yourself yet, you're not sure.
I do not believe there is much worth looking at here. I am ready to leave unless anyone else has any other suggestions.
Okay. So, we will say that for the time being, Derio, he seems a little bit better now. He looks like he's got a small... well, he probably wouldn't have a wine flask on him because, you know, he's been kidnapped and been stripped of his possessions, but...
Just going to point out that Taff basically lit up one of his axes again to act as a torch.
Okay, there are certain there are sconces lining the wall. Most of the light was you know, shining over here, so the little gnome dude could see what he was doing. But there are small you know, small lit torches lining this section of the area. But you basically give him the idea of how to get out of here if he needs to. Okay. And for the record as well, as you guys were heading through the various trap rooms, once you'd opened a door, you left it open. So getting back out is fairly easy.
Okay, just for flavour,
Yes.
Taff is going to use his own blood to draw arrows pointing which way to go.
Sure. I'm assuming that's what the D4 was for.
D4 was for the axe, yeah.
Okay, I'll allow that. That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. So you eventually make your way through the small winding passageways and find yourselves back in the exterior of the ziggurat in the old city. Let's see. Yep. As you come out into the light, the girl that you're with, Inette.
I'm back in a second.
No problem. She basically she looks around in the sunlight, blinking a little, before realizing, oh, so that's odd. I had a vision about this the cigarette a week ago. So, interesting. Tell me, what do you know of Sappus, my patron deity? If anyone wishes to roll a religion check who is trained in such things, you are more than welcome to. That's a 9. Anyone else?
What are we rolling for?
Basically, the girl that you're with, Inette, she mentioned she had a vision of the ziggurat that you have just come out of. And she mentioned Sevras. And yeah, Tarth, I would say, Tarth and Bucket, you would know that Sevras is a deity devoted to seeing the future, a deity that's all about uncovering secrets and mysteries. I would say with your 23 and your specific interest in Chult and its study, Tarth, you would also know that while originally no gods at all were allowed in Chult, back when the primordial Upteo ruled it many thousands of years ago, when he abandoned the land, Sevras was one of the first deities to properly have a foundation here. So Sevras is one of the gods who's had the longest amount of time in Chult, and is one of the more established ones.
Savras, one of the first deities permitted in this land.
Oh,
A secret keeper.
exactly.
And one who allows visions of the future.
Exactly right. Yes, I've had a few myself recently. Some of, as ever, they're usually a little confusing. For example, there was something about I was having a few rather nasty dreams about this place for a while, but I think we figured out why that is. I've had quite a few recently, though, and if you're interested in visions, I'd be more than happy to share them with you.
I would be interested in hearing. Such visions could provide useful clues to us.
Well, that is actually a service that we provide. Normally, we do charge a small fee, and our library is filled with various prophecies and all manner of other, like little bits and pieces. But I'm sure that a little chat with Grandfather Zatembe, he would be, and when you tell him of what you have done, I'm not his favourite or anything, but I'm pretty sure that we'll be able to waive that fee for you all.
It would be appreciated.
Oh, well, this way then. So, the party make their way back past Executioner's Run, through the large gates towards the south of the city, and you find yourselves back in Port Nyanzaru proper. Let's see, there we go. The weather is basically, the sky has darkened a little since you got within the ziggurat, and the rain has been coming down pretty hard. It is... bear with me a moment, because Roll20 seems to have decided it doesn't want to let me actually click anything. There we go.
Tarth makes an audible hiss of relief at the rain.
It's certainly helping you out with the blood stains on your scales.
Not that more, he just likes the rain.
Right. Unfortunately, my roll 20 seems to have completely crashed. So while I try and reboot that, basically, you guys are going to be making your way up towards this section of the city over here. This is the Temple of Sappus. It is a large dome structure. The dome on top is actually, even though it doesn't quite seem it on the official map, it is painted to look like a giant eye staring straight up at the world, you know, up into the sky itself. As you guys are making your way up there, Inette, she seems a lot more lively, is you know, talking about various images that she's been seeing recently. Well, there's this one with this larger floating heart in the middle of a marshland, and it's like it's beating, but it's slowly blackening from the inside. It's a little bit surreal, a little bit strange. There's also one about it's an old story, but basically the crocodile and the man. A large statue is holding... Actually, I don't know if it's a statue or if it's a machine, such as yourself. She points over to Bucket, and it's carrying an alligator around, but it's surrounded by the undead. It's a little bit disturbing. Then there is also the one about you know, the woman. It's all pitch dark and it's screaming everywhere, and she's carrying something and she's being hunted. And then there was, and I'd say round about this point, that's when you guys eventually do get to the temple proper.
I am curious. This woman trapped in darkness, did she perchance have flame red hair?
You know, that's actually an interesting question, because I couldn't see much color, because it was so when I say black, it is black. It is absolute pitch darkness, and there's just this really loud screaming around her. But there's the only bit of light that I can see is there's like a sword or something that she's carrying, and it's on fire, and she's bleeding, I think, but she's also carrying something, and I couldn't quite tell, but I think her hair was red. Could be mistaken.
I see.
I've had it once or twice. It's not a very nice one.
Taff is going to kind of look to the axe that was on fire previously.
So, as you all head over to the Temple of Sevras, let me just remove one of these tokens because we don't need it right now. Thank you so much. Okay, bye. There we go. You find yourselves outside. It's a fairly busy location. There are two guards who seem to be more for, you know, ceremonial purposes, to, you know, like keep, you know, beggars out rather than, you know, guard the doors properly or anything. As you are heading up, you see Inette sort of step back a little, and she's like, "Oh no, they're here again." As you look forward, you see in the main foyer of this large temple an elderly-looking Chilton gentleman who is talking to three individuals dressed in black. They seem to be fairly well armed. All of them, the best way to describe this would be non-Chilton. Basically three white folk. They definitely look like they're from the Sword Coast. where, you're not exactly certain. But they seem to be led by this red-haired woman who is calmly but insistently talking with this older gentleman, and she seems to be offering something forward in a black gloved hand. Would anyone like to give me a perception check? 21. Okay. With a 21, Bucket, you notice two things. One, she has got a ruby the size of a baby's head in her hand that she is trying to offer to this gentleman, and he is just like refusing it. And the other thing you would notice with a 21 is the fact that across her arm there is coiled and languidly moving around a winged snake. Given the fact that
Bucket recognizes that as a symbol of the Zentarum, right?
110%.
He's going to motion to Tarth to come closer and whisper. They appear to be some of the Zentarum people you have an issue with.
The Zentarum are not my enemies, but we have an agreement. They do not allow Chelt to get too bogged down, and in return the mistress doesn't burn them out of a scorpion ghost.
They appear to be offering some sort of treasure to this man.
I suspect it could be a bribe of some sort.
I assume this is something we do not wish to insert ourselves to.
Who are you saying this to?
I'm still talking to Tarth,
Okay.
but the priestess is probably overhearing this because she's right beside Tarth.
Yeah. She basically leans forward a little. She actually steps up to the both of you. Yes, they've been coming to the temple fairly regularly. I believe they're looking for some individual. They've been getting more and more insistent, but Grandfather Zatembi has... he has a nose for people who aren't worth helping. At least that's
Who
what
are they
he
looking
says.
for?
I really don't know. I've not... I only have slight visions, but I get the feeling that I don't want any part of that. You know what I mean?
It would be advised, yes.
So, what do you guys wish to do?
Tarth is just going to stride them in there.
Okay.
It's gonna stay close.
All right. As you guys are making your way into the temple, as it opens up...
As I say, instantly,
Yes.
Tarth is still injured. He's still got... He's bound and cleaned his injuries as best he could, but yeah.
Okay.
He's clearly been in a fight.
Yeah. So...
Can I cast healing word? Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm going to need that one more time, sorry.
Can I cast healing word?
Absolutely. You absolutely can. Okay.
Thank you, Ashley.
Darth gets an extra 6 hit points. So, as you're heading up to them, the red-haired woman says, "Look, money is no real object in this job. I honestly don't understand the problem. We're just trying to find this individual, and we are willing to give you money, jewels, assistance in problem solving. we're trying to make a simple business transaction. I fail to see the issue. Ah, you can all fuck off. I know your type. This is the old gentleman talking. I see what you got planned. You ain't getting it. And he ain't getting it to you either. You know, and as she's about to switch to what is probably going to be a threat, she glances over and sees this group start to roll in. Perhaps we'll have another conversation. I don't think so. I would have known. See ya. She kind of glares at him a little, glances over to you guys, and she's going to calmly start making her way out of the area. Do you guys do anything to prevent her leaving?
1 second, I just want to check something. Damn it, Taff doesn't have thieves' camp.
Given your background and everything, what is it you're trying to do?
He's just trying to give her an indication that he's a possible ally.
Give me a, I would say, performance or just a straight up charisma check. Let's call it performance or charisma, whichever you want to do. Okay. You do your best to give a respectful bow and give her like a nice big wink. She sort of like raises her eyebrow, gives you maybe a little extra berth as she's walking past, but other than that, they head on out. So, as you guys make your way further inside, Bucket, I would say this older gentleman, he sort of like glances up at you and says, I knew it, the fucking squirrel's here! Inette, I said the squirrel would come! You're not taking my notes. And so again, the general energy of this elderly gentleman basically changes to defiance to almost basically holding out this, you're not too sure if it's a staff or a walking stick, but basically just pointing it right at you and going, nope! My nuts. I'd seen you come in, I knew! Can't sneak up on me.
I wasn't intending to.
See that you don't. I know. I know.
Perhaps it would be best if you didn't share that knowledge.
Yes.
It's my temple, I can share what I want.
My colleague depends upon their external appearance for their own protection.
So that's known.
He knows. He kind of looked. Does Bucket give any kind of outward indication of surprise at that?
Probably not. Probably rapid blinking of the little eye wipers.
Taff just looks at Bucket and just goes, my blood literally sets my axes on fire. Unusual is part of my job description.
He also looks over to you, Taff, and says, also, she ain't here. You're looking in the wrong place, son. Gonna be a while before you find what you're looking for.
Man has shifted fucking districts and countries to this accent.
Hey, be nice. Be nice. Also, you missed a bit on the cheek there. It's right there.
We're down New Orleans now, huh?
Yeah. Hey now. Hey.
But I would also appreciate any information you have regarding her return.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would. But what am I going to get in return? I don't work for free. And yes, I know you saved her and everything. Yes, I know she was gonna get rescued a month ago.
I was going to say who I work for is considerably wealthy.
Well, we could considerably do with an extra floor of the temple. Nah, I'm messing with you. I'll help you out. I got other things that need doing. Not me. Points over to this very. It's not so much that she's confused. You kind of get the vibe that she's sort of used to this guy speaking 3 steps ahead of everybody else. And she kind of looks a bit surprised when he's pointing over to her, though. Me? Yes? Oh, yeah, no. She's gonna need your help in a bit. Not by now. You got other stuff to do. But eventually, yeah, I would have a chat with her. She'll lead you right.
In your visions.
You better!
Yes. The recovery of Anzilu is my priority.
So, at this point, since this is the first time that name has been mentioned in public, I'd say actually Bucket is pretty much the only one. Give me a history with disadvantage or an arcana with disadvantage, whichever one is higher. And this is for Bucket only, given the fact that you've been doing a lot of local research of late.
What rule were you asking for? Couldn't hear you.
Either history or arcana, whichever one. Whichever one is the higher.
Okay, we'll go with arcana.
Yeah. 8. You.
God, fucking damn it!
Yeah. You're not too sure. It sounds like a word you might have heard before, but you're not sure. You have no idea what that means. But anyway, yes. Welcome to the Temple of Sappus. I am Zitembi. This is my temple. Don't call me grandfather, we're not related.
Very well, Master Zitembi.
Oh, don't call me master, I don't know you. Ugh, creepy.
It is a term of reverence for esteemed and wise elders where I am.
Do I look esteemed to you?
You are the leader of this temple.
Yeah. Do I look esteemed? He basically just starts like the, sort of like preening a little, looking at, it's very basic, simple robes and everything, and you notice that both him, Inette, and the other people here wearing very similar sort of robes. No, keep going. You've got to start flying. Don't stop.
I would say, given your wisdom and position, you are somewhat esteemed.
Oh, only somewhat. All right, fair enough then. I see how it is. So, what is it you all want to know? Y'all got questions? I got answers. Are they the answers you want? I know, you don't.
I'd say Taft's already asked this question.
Okay. Fair enough. What you're looking for ain't here. We'll get to that.
You seem to be aware of my situation. Do you also aware of what it is I seek?
I am. I don't think it's a good idea. Careful what you wish for, you might get it. Because I've seen you get it. Ooh, I've seen you get it. Ooh. I shouldn't laugh, it's nasty. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, hey.
I don't see what would be the downside of what I seek.
I know. He just
You are a
smiles
very
at you.
confusing man.
I know. Looks back over to
Well.
Tarth.
I'm going to assume you're not going to outright tell me. You seem to have a love of riddles. Are you going to at least point me in the right direction?
Oh yeah, don't you worry about that. I mean, you're already on the right direction. It's gonna take you a while. A roundabout route, but all you need to do is have a conversation with the right person and upset them in just the right way. You'll get there.
And who
If you're
is this
lucky.
person?
Oh no. Mm-mm.
It would be too easy.
Mm-hmm.
He's having too much fun with this. I do have a time limit.
I suspect that there is something vital we must learn in the process.
Okay. Most of what you're looking for, all roads lead to Uralunga. The Forgotten Kingdom. The Ruined City. Is that what you wanted? Have a chat with She Who Remains.
She who remains.
Yeah.
Has Bucket come across that term in his research?
That is a good question. That is going to be another history or arcana check. This one's going to be a straight roll this time.
God damn it!
It's a very generic term. Could mean anything.
I can only think of 2 individuals who remain from that city, and neither of them have any idea what is going on.
You think there's only 2? Well, that shows how little you know, son.
Like I said, those are the only 2 I am aware of. The
There's a lot
mistress-
more, my friend, that survives those days than should. A lot more.
I must-
Including your precious Anzilu, in my opinion, but what do I know? I only just see everything.
I must ask, are any of them aligned with the enemy?
Depends which enemy you're talking about.
Anzilu's enemy.
As I said, depends which one.
The Dark One. The Eclipse.
Let's just say that that is a problem for tomorrow. A big problem. Not for tomorrow.
It is my second objective to deal with her as well.
Good luck with that.
I thank you.
But the 2 charming, handsome fellas over there. Since I know a little bit more about you than you know about me, and since you're not fully integrated with this group yet, perhaps we should have a little walk and talk. And he's actually going to step over to one of the shelves and start poking through some books. And he's going to gesture to both Tertra and Rhoda to follow. So, it's my turn for a question. Are you happy with the way things are at the moment? Your current employment, your way things are aligned? Is that how you want things to carry on, or you want something a little bit more different to happen?
Keep talking.
Oh, I
Keep
can
talking.
talk. I can talk all day. You understand a single word of it. There's gonna be a lot of things happening in this land, not just in this city, but down there in the south, in the jungles. There's money, there's power, there's death, a lot of death, if you're lucky, because there's a lot worse.
Alright, I'm sick and tired of the fucking riddles. If I've been speaking to him for at least a minute.
Okay. Sure. You learn to infuse innocent seeming words with insidious magic that can inspire terror. If you speak to a humanoid alone for at least 1 minute, you can attempt to seed paranoia in his mind. Haha, like he's not paranoid already. At the end of the conversation, the target will succeed a wisdom saving throw. Okay, let's open up his character sheet.
This either literally works or it doesn't. I don't care if it fails because it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna literally have any repercussions against me if it fails.
And that's what you think. Okay.
Well, because they don't know.
Okay. A normal person wouldn't know. A prophet of a god of prophecy, on the other hand, we will see. We will see if his character sheet would open up, because roll 20. Why are you like this?
If they succeed, does that technically mean he didn't see it coming?
That's a very good question. So, this is a wisdom saving throw, is it? Okay.
What, sweetheart?
Okay. Well, since that was a public role and everything, his eyes are gonna go wide a bit. So, oh, we're going down this road. Okay. I see how it is. Don't trust her. She'll fuck you up and spit you out. That's it. And he is going to step back over to the rest of the group, basically walking around Tertra and avoiding him. Okay, well, I'm gonna go change my robes a bit.
Success.
Thank you all for bringing this one back. I knew you would, before you even got here. Before I go, trust in Inette. She's actually gonna one day be really good if she doesn't get eaten. It's kind of up to you guys. I'm gonna go. So, get out. And he just heads off, leaving Inette looking very what the fuck at the whole in case she gets eaten comment. So,
what an infuriating individual.
You know, you actually get used to it after a while. I came here when I was 6 years old, so it's been a few years. But yeah, I'm just trying to ignore the whole eaten thing. I would appreciate if that didn't happen. But yeah, so thank you so much for bringing me back, for keeping me safe and everything. You were all amazing in there. I'm actually not sure where I can find you again, but if I were to want to find you again, where would be a good place to do that?
I have forgotten the name of the tavern we'll be staying at until we go on our quest.
Yeah, the tavern that most of you are staying at is the basic generic adventuring tavern. It's called the Thundering Lizard. The tavern that Tertra and Rolder usually stay at is a more high-end one, known as Kaya's House of Repose. But I believe they joined you at least the previous night at the Thundering Lizard. Yeah, and did a bit of a performance. And that was where you saw Volothamp Gidam. And him talking about, exploring certain parts of Chult. But yes, you all...
I'll be right back. I'm gonna see what this cat is screaming about.
Not a problem, not a problem.
Come on.
screaming the entire game. We'll with you up.
But yeah, so Inette looks to you all and says, maybe you should take a bath. I don't know. I think a bath might be good for you all. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just saying that it seems like that might be the good way to go and have a conversation. Thank you again, and I'll try and be in touch soon. So, the question to the group is, you've been given a suggestion, but at the end of the day, this is entirely up to you guys. Where would you like to go, and what would you like to do? You have acquired another very similar item to one that you've acquired previously. I don't believe you've looked at them all together yet. You could call in to Poe, the person who told you to investigate the ziggurat, and also the person who promised to sponsor you all in the dinosaur race. You can head over to the representatives for the Order of the Silver Gauntlet and let them know that one of their dudes has been found and is currently chilling out at the ziggurat. Or you can go take a bath, like Inette suggested. Or you can do something entirely different.
I would recommend we check in with Poe, then the Gauntlet, and then the bath.
I was going to suggest something similar.
Okay.
Mine was the other way, because the Gauntlet, I believe, is on the way to Poe.
That is a better suggestion.
So, for the sake of argument, I would say that you have been informed that the Order of the Gauntlet, they're actually based in this section here. It is going to be, technically it's going to be a little bit out of the way if you're going there then to Poe. Let me just bring it up, give you all a little bit of context for everything here. So, Order of the Gauntlet hang around over here, somewhere in the Harbour Ward. Poe hangs out over here in the Old City, and the Bathhouse is going to be over here, overlooking the cliffs of Nyanzaru.
Right, okay. Because of the way this loops around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where's my little marker?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because the way this slips around, it may actually be easier to go to Poe first.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Go back to the smelly person in the tent.
Hey, I am nowhere near there.
Yes, you are nowhere near Poe. However, I would say this, D, someone might be in the Order of the Silver Gauntlet's clubhouse.
If that's okay, then I'm happy to do that.
Yes, I'm absolutely fine with that, my dear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, also, yeah, because full disclosure as well, I think we mentioned this at the start of the episode. For those of you watching on YouTube, we unfortunately lost the first hour from the previous session where the party met with a centaur who was reading their fortunes and possibly fleecing them out of some money. But as you guys are heading up to the ziggurat where Poe's tent is, you see that the centaur is still there, along with the older woman in the green shawl, who looks like they're still knitting something. He notices you all as you're walking past, gives you a wave. I find everything okay. You seem a little bit worse for wear, but you're all here in one piece, is that correct?
Bucket goes to nod and part of his hand falls off.
Okay, well, no refunds.
Clank.
As
Yeah.
that happens,
Yeah.
Taff will pick up the hand, and why's my character sheet closed? So why is this character sheet keeps getting closed? He is going to cast Mending.
I
Okay.
appreciate that.
You are welcome.
Well, if you ever need any more fortunes read or the future told, you know, always welcome to pop on by. So,
And the lady under the shawl nods, along with what Reese's is saying, a slow nod.
Mm.
And you can see that the shawl sparkles in the light when she, like it's covered in glitter.
Mm.
It's very thick.
Okay. So they basically just give you a nod as you head past them further up the side of the tent. Further up the side of this larger ziggurat, and you find yourselves back in the personal space of Pockmarked Poe. This middle-aged individual, covered in sores, blind in one eye, and rather than roleplay every single thing, is there anything that you're leaving out of your report?
Tarf isn't, no.
Okay. So you include everything in regards to Viplo the gnome, what they were doing. Do you also mention the amulet that you found?
Yes.
Interesting. Very interesting. May I have a look at that briefly?
Tarf will look to whoever has it.
Unless I'm mistaken, Tarth was the one who
Tarth
picked it up
was-
because
yes.
you were snacking
Yep,
on the
he will.
corpse.
Yes, he will hand it to him.
Interesting. Tell me, did you... Well, he doesn't actually pick it up himself. One of the girls that are accompanying him at all times, they pick it up and they basically hold it up to him. Interesting. Tell me, the other pieces, items that you have found, do you have them on you now?
Tarf will show everything except the serpent. Actually, no, he'll show the serpent head as well.
Okay.
But he's going to keep hold of that one.
Okay, you're not going to let go of it. You're basically just going to like poke it. Yeah,
Sorry.
so good. You are going to show it's like...
Yeah, he will say, I suspect this will be essential for our future endeavors.
Interesting. I would say this, if you want it to be Tarth, or if anybody else wishes to make this roll, give me a basic intelligence check.
Come on, you have a +4 to this bucket. Don't fuck it up.
Oh
Oh my god! Have I rolled over a 5 at all today?
I don't think you have. I
just
don't
believe
think you
you
have. Does anybody else want to try and roll above a 10?
Well, I can.
Yeah, give it a shot. Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20. That's a 15. A 15 was the DC. So, Rolder, as you see all these different individual elements and everything, the 2 different half moon amulets, the snake head and everything, you start to think those aren't moons. They look like 2 halves of a hood, you know, like what you would get on a cobra. And whether or not you share this with the group or not, you start to think maybe these things are supposed to fit together.
Well, I figured, are we in a safe place where I could divulge that?
You are in the middle of basically you're in a mob boss's home. He's not someone who you guys are tied to directly, but he does seem to be someone who's very keen on doing business with your boss. And you're kind of still getting the lay of the land with this other group that you've become involved in, so it's entirely up to you. But you, Rolder, have that insight. Eventually, Poe is like, well, for the time being, I would recommend you keep them close. There may be another artifact that has some relationship to these. I mentioned that I was looking to sponsor someone for the race tomorrow. It seems that Lady Queothe has a particular artifact that I have need of. It is called the Gem of the Oracle, or the Oracle's Gem, rather. And it is said that those who use it can see the future. Clearly, it's not quite accurate, otherwise Lady Queothe would not be giving away such a grand prize at something as simple as a race. But I have other ideas as to this gem's origin, and I would appreciate it if you were to compete in the race and acquire it for me. You would be compensated, of course, and the prize money that you would win regardless would be contributed to substantially.
Taff will just look at the kobolds.
Yes.
I get the feeling that in such a race, I would qualify more as a mount than a rider.
More than likely, and suppose you need to be light in order to be fast.
Rest assured, beyond the regular payment I receive, I have no interest in money. Naturally, I will take a share, but the rest, bulk of the money, is yours to do with as you wish.
If I might interject, you could realistically sign up as separate teams. On average, I would say there's usually 3 to a team, but I can only sponsor one of you. The others would have to find the 100 gold entry fee themselves, if you wish to double your odds, so to speak. That's a suggestion. But you could all, in theory, take part. You would not be able to all race, but there are other legs of this trial. I believe there is supposed to be a trial by combat. There is this game of skill and challenge, and of course the race itself is more the main meat and potatoes.
Combat and skill are more my domain.
depend on the test of skills and whether I will be useful. I feel I would be too heavy to be a jockey in the races. Our kobold companions would probably be best suited for that.
Indeed.
If there's no limits on stopping us from using spells, then
Oh, that's a very good point. There are some very, very real limits. You see, they try to ensure that these races remain as blood-free as possible. You can receive spells on certain legs of the void, especially if you're going past, I believe, the Temple of Sappus. Depending on which side of the track you go on, you get different spells if you're able to slow down and control your dinosaur long enough to be grabbed by someone. However, if they see you casting a spell on your opponents, that could lead to disqualification.
what about buff spells to my mount?
Well, who's to say? If they didn't see it, it didn't happen, in my opinion. But in plain terms, yes, you should be able to do that without any real issue. Do any of you have any experience with dinosaur racing? I would say this, unless you guys, wish to say different. I would say that Rolder and Turcher have probably bet on dinosaur racing a little bit, so they would know maybe some of the local personalities. But in regards to actually having, ridden them yourselves, I don't believe you would have had any experience. Does that seem fair?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the pictures that Dee has put in the random streaming, and I'm just imagining Peanut thinking back to this, just playing with a couple of toy dinosaurs and just not saying anything.
Yes, those are amazing. Anyway. But yes, if you have any questions about the actual tournament itself, more than happy to provide. I will say you will absolutely need to focus on non-lethal damage. This is of course a game. People would take a very dim view if it got a little too bloody.
I see. Would my own blood be objected to?
It depends if your own blood is going to bring some of the mounts to a frenzy and have them start attacking you. Which is entirely up to you if that's where you wish to go.
I see.
Blood-related abilities, I would maybe avoid using them in this race.
Very well.
But yes, if you have anything else you wish to discuss, come back to me early tomorrow and let me know what your team name is going to be. Is there anything else I can do for you?
I cannot think of anything else.
Well, have yourselves a wonderful day, and thank you. You've done this community a real service. It won't be forgotten, I assure you. So, you guys head on out of Poe's tent, and you eventually make your way back out of the old city, back into the main city. And where was your next port of call? Was that the the
Gauntlet boys.
okay. So, make your way past the marketplace. Find your way into the dock ward of Port Nyanzaru, or the harbour ward. And eventually, you come to a small building towards the end of the dock. It's a fairly nice, cozy looking interior. Inside there are two individuals. One of them you recognize, actually, because I forgot to remove his token, so he is not there. Thank you. Okay, goodbye. Two individuals are in this room. One of them is a fairly large, overweight, sweaty individual who seems to be in a constant state of overheating. He looks up as you enter his establishment. Ah, well, welcome. How may I help you? My name is Alistair Bowl. I am the lead representative of the Order of the Gauntlet. The other individual is currently retching up in a corner. She is a half-orc individual in partial leathers and plate, and she appears to be still suffering the effects of a rather unpleasant illness. Bucket, you of course recognize Unjo Silvertusk instantly.
Wave.
Yes, welcome. Please don't mind my friend. She had a rather nasty travel here. I can sympathize. The heat and the humidity is not really to my liking.
The dragon turtle was also unpleasant. Also, hi, Miss Silvertusk.
Am I playing Undrill?
You are?
Bucket. Oh, you know, I was hoping I'd run into all of you again. It's my first wish. Bucket, I'm glad you're here.
Bucket is the only person from the original party here, I'm afraid.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know. She doesn't know that, though. So how's
Yeah, she
everyone
does.
else doing?
She just,
Oh, she does know? Was I gone from that?
yeah,
Oh,
you were on the ship
sorry,
with
sorry,
us.
sorry. Right, I just didn't realize that she was informed of the switchover of people.
Oh no, it's not so much a switchover, it's more a case that the party split very early on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I just
yeah.
didn't... Bucket, you know, thank you for... I'll just rephrase it then. Bucket, thank you for coming back into my life. How are you, my friend?
Mildly confused and frustrated. But
Do you want to-
also having fun.
And we're at a tavern, right? I wasn't clear on that.
You are not actually in a tavern. This is basically a small. It's almost like a cottage in the
Okay.
dock area. This is it's half a personal residence and half a staging and meeting ground for members of the Silver Hand before they
There we
head
go.
deeper into the jungle.
Then, in that case, Bucket, do you want to sit down and have a word? I haven't gotten to counsel anyone in a while.
I believe I will be alright for now, but I appreciate the offer.
do it
These are my new companions. Is Tarth,
Greetings,
Yes, sir.
Todd.
Rolda, and
And
of
Rolda.
course, Lucy.
And Lucy. Well,
Turtra.
Yes,
Tarth.
I'm sorry, I must have spoke too quietly for that one.
well, I'd like to say hello to all of you. I'm Undrill Silvertusk, Cleric of the Silver Hand. Does anyone need blessings, atonement? The usual things that I can provide before you head off to your deaths.
Could have done without that last part of the sentence, to be honest.
What?
Could have done with that last part of the sentence, to be honest.
If you can't laugh at it, then you can't laugh at anything.
Hmm.
But
Indeed.
seriously, do any of you need anything? Any atonements? Any blessings? Any prayers? Any gods you want me to help you commune with? Because there's nothing like better.
I doubt the goddess in question you will be able to reach.
Oh, you can reach any goddess you want. It's just whether they'll talk back or not. They're always listening. All of them, trust me.
The number you have dialed is no longer in service.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's she nods. A bit like that, yes.
Rest assured I am trying to find this goddess.
I will pray for your success.
I appreciate this.
She lowers her head and begins murmuring a prayer. Puts a hand up very slightly and indicates it toward his direction.
Well,
I just need to nip away for a couple of minutes.
not a problem. While Seth is doing that, Alistair basically almost leans past Undra a little and says, well, not to be rude or anything, but what exactly are you all doing in my establishment? Are you all members of the Silver Hand? Did you...
They are friends of the Silver Hand.
Ah.
This is Bucket, and trust me, you can count on Bucket.
I see.
Oh, thank you.
Also, I apologise. The DM is not 100% clued up on the various factions of the Sword Coast. They're actually called the Order of the Gauntlet. The Order of the Silver Hand was actually something from World of Warcraft.
Oh, sorry. Then
No.
the Order of the Gauntlet would do well to have a friend like Bucket. Besides, gestures. The Warforged does have gauntlets on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then
Technically,
she
yes.
says, besides, there you go. What more do you need?
They look like big, strong hands, don't they?
I always thought that's what they were.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
For some strange reason, I just felt very young and very sad for a moment. I can't think why. Anyway, what?
Say my name, Sebastian.
Oh my
Moo child.
Anyway.
Zapper. Anyway, Schultz.
Yes.
He basically, what exactly brings you to our establishment? This is, while I appreciate that you are friends, are you looking to sign up and join our expedition further into the untamed lands of Schultz itself? Suddenly I'm turning into David Attenborough and I'm kind of going with it.
Lich will return in 7 days.
I have no immediate plans at the moment. We are just here to let you know that one of your brothers is still alive after being kidnapped by the undead menace and is currently putzing around a ziggurat to the south.
Oh, which brother?
Small fellow, dwarf.
Oh, Derio?
Big
Brother
beard.
Derio? He's oh, thank goodness he's alive. I was about to send Angela out after him.
And I knew about that too, right?
You did. In
Yes.
essence, the past week or so, you've still been recovering from
Horrible.
the arcane fever that you were under.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
But you have. I would say this, Undro. This is for you. This is for you here.
Yeah. And I've got a line back.
Since you actually got to Cho and you were trying to meet up with the rest of your group that kind of left early and left you behind, the only other person aside from Alistair who, as you can probably tell, doesn't have the most get up and go, he's more sort of a, I'm going to sit at the recruitment office and, you know, do that kind of job. He's that kind of individual. The
yes.
only other person that you have seen here has been Derio, the dwarf.
Okay.
And he's an older gentleman, but he seems at least to have get up and go, and he's been
Yes.
actively trying to deal with some of the shit that's been going on.
Which is
here.
why the response to Alistair is, you see, you told me to stay lying down. The prayers worked. They found him.
Yes, I'm very, very glad to hear that. He's a good friend of mine, to be honest. He's been, aside from Undril, he's been the only company I've had for the past few months. I mean, we've had people come through and everything, but nobody really stays. Most of our group are currently towards the south, down the river Sohenstar. We have, well, let me put it this way. What do you know of the current political climate of this country? Not the city we're in at the moment, but I mean the country itself. I assume very little.
You see Undril slowly, like, sinking back into her chair, like, oh god, he's gonna hold court.
Well, he literally is. Well, you see, the individual's a rival organization of ours, the Flaming Fist of Baldur's Gate, over the past few decades, they have set up shop towards the eastern portion of Chult. They insist on people having a writ of passage. They've pretty much annexed it, laid claim to it as if they own the place. We, in the Order of the Gauntlet, however, we have come here for a very different purpose. Ever since recorded history, Chult has been plagued by the undead menace. Recent years, this has done nothing but grow and grow, and so while people like the Burning Fist are here to plunder the land of its riches and its, treasure and its history and its culture, we are here to deal with a very real existential threat, to nip this undead horde in the bud and bring Chult back to a more, bring some civilization to its chaos. Bless you.
Tav is a little ticked off about it.
Am I able to detect that?
Sure, give me an insight check.
I can't. I'm on a computer.
Oh, of course you
Someone
can't. Oh
wants to
my
do-
gosh, I'm a dumbass. I apologize. We'll just... Yes. I would say yes. You can pick up on that fairly easy.
You seem troubled, my friend's companion.
I resent the implication that Chult does not possess civilization.
Oh, well, for clarification, I mean, here, Nyanzaru is a peak of civilization in this continent. I mean, this is the only city, but there's so much more out there.
It is not the only city.
Oh, well, maybe you should talk to some of our group's cartographers then. You maybe could make some of our job a little easier if you know some other big cities around here that we don't know about. I mean, I'd love to hear it. Do you got any ideas? I mean, feel free to share with the rest of the class, my friend.
Orolunga. It is a sacred place.
Do we know about that, too, Alistair?
Alistair
That's actually in character.
Yeah.
Do we know about that?
He saw Forrest as well for a moment. I've heard the name. I think it's some ancient ruin. I don't believe it's an active city. You see what I mean? There used to be many different city-states, several different kingdoms.
Alistair. She interrupts and she looks over and says, "Is it an active city, my friend?"
Regardless, it is a sacred place.
Do people live there?
The living do not reside there.
It's an undead city?
The dead are there, yes.
Finger up, looks over at Alistair like, yeah, we need to mark down where that is.
Tell me, my friend, you wouldn't happen to have a map reference or anything of that, would you? I would say, for the sake of argument, Tarth, you actually don't have an exact location.
Yeah, you can probably tell that Tarth. Yeah, you can probably tell that Tarth is getting really annoyed by this.
I think we're getting a little off track. I apologize, but
Yeah, of course.
when I'm talking about civilization, I'm trying to. Here in Nyanzaru, one of the things I like about this city is that it's reinventing itself every day. I mean, 10 years ago, this place was an Amnian colony, and then the revolution happened, and now the trade princes, local government is beginning to take over. This land is still growing, it's still developing, but it's got so much history and so much potential to be more. And we want to help them achieve that potential. I'm not referring to any of them as like backwards barbarians or anything like that. Absolutely not, no. But they need assistance in taming the wild, the jungle. Every single civilization that has made its mark in history in Chult has been devoured by the jungle. Including your holy site.
Undrill's just listening at this point, watching to see how Tarth's going to react.
Rest assured, not all of the ancients are gone.
Good to know. Good to know. You've been really helpful, Tarth. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for letting us know that Derio is alive. I will, well, actually, Andrel, if you're feeling a little bit up to it, if you wanted to go fetch him, double check and see what he's been up to and everything, I
could go for a walk.
Yes. I mean, just careful of the humidity. I don't know how you stand that hood and everything. I can barely breathe, I hear.
Suffering builds my character. Trust me, when you hang out with adventurers, suffering always builds your character.
I'll take your word.
Excuse me, everyone. You farewell. Bucket, really good to see you. Say hi to everybody else if you ever see him again. I am on my way to where I'm going. And then heads out. Just humming a little song. Pulling the hood up extra tight just to mess with Alistair.
Very strange woman. But yes, if there's anything else like... yes, I suppose a case of reward should be in order. You actually did do us quite a favor there, helping Derio out. If you'll just bear with me a moment, I'm going to go through my notes, and I'm going to double check and see what we've got in the coffers. Also, if you are interested, of course, we would be more than happy to, offer you all membership in the Order. It's going to be a week or so before our next voyage into Camp Righteousness, which is it's basically our forward base where most of our organization is. We've been...
I'm sorry, Camp Righteousness?
Yes, indeed. Well, we are a religious order. I mean, not all of us are religious so much, but we're a collection of, clerics, paladins, healers, people looking to, stamp out the undead threat wherever we find it.
Seems a bit presumptuous, but okay.
And what is your policy towards Shah?
He sort of blinks a little. That's the deity of what? Entropy, lies, deceit, and assassins, I believe. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Not a fan? Question mark?
She is my sworn nemesis.
Okay.
You would do well to learn more of her in this land.
Oh, why do you say that? I mean, I've been living here for about a year or so. I've not noticed any sort of worship of that particular deity. It's mainly more spirit-based worship, like animal totems and the like. And then, of course, the more popular deities from the Sword Coast, Gauntlet, Sappus, that kind of thing.
I think there's another. Is there anybody else in the room other than Alistair and the party?
There is not. It is just Alistair.
Oh, I just wanted to have someone pipe up. There's more people worshiping Salkia than there is Shaw.
You know what? Sure. There's this kid behind. I would say there's a kid behind the counter who's stocking up the promotional pamphlets.
Yeah, I mean, there's more people worshiping Salkia than there is Shaw.
Shah once held dominion over this land.
I do.
10,000 years ago.
Oh my! Well, I didn't realize I was in the presence of a historian. That's a little outside of my purview, I'm afraid. I'm not aware of that, but
I am not so much historian as I know my prey.
Right. Okay.
You would know us by the name. Just 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
You would know us by the name Karashun.
Gesundheit. No, that doesn't ring a bell, I'm afraid, but I'll be sure to find out, do a bit of research. Are you for hire?
I can be.
No, good. Our next voyage down to Camp Righteousness, I mean, you don't need to be members, of course. We could do with the extra assistance. We've not actually heard back from the last group that we sent. It's actually been a while. Normally we send a relief team over, and then we have people come back up to this, the city proper for a little bit of R&R, but we've not seen anyone for the past month or so, so we'd like to know what's going on over there. And if you're fairly capable, you seem to think you can kill a god, yeah, you should be perfect.
They've been eaten by the jungle.
Did you say that? Or did Bucket say that, or was that just the player?
Bucket is probably just going to say that they've probably been eaten by the jungle. You haven't heard from them this long.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. We have over 500 soldiers there. We have, as I said, an entire front-forward army. No. They're just busy with something. But anyway, I'll be sending Angel sometime next week, and if you wish to, join her down there, then that would be deeply appreciated.
How long is it before we go with Volu?
I don't believe there was an actual date. It was a while. It was a quote-unquote whenever the DM thinks it's appropriate.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, then we could go and play sentry on the way to this camp then. For dinosaur races, of course.
After.
Bucket could use the money to fund their research.
But yeah, speaking of money, he basically is going to hand you a purse of 60 gold pieces as a thank you for finding Derio alive. Because Derio was on 3 hit points at the end of that encounter.
60 each or 60 between us?
60 between you.
Alright.
So, is there anything else that you're doing in this section, or are you heading back out into the city?
I believe
That's,
we were gonna-
12 gold pieces each, by the way.
Okay. So, everyone add 12 gold to your pockets.
Okay.
My pockets is precious. 12 gold!
So,
Beautiful gold.
as you guys head back outside, where do you wish to head to next?
The bathhouse, I believe.
Yes.
Everyone's okay with the bathhouse? Alright then. So, as you guys are making your way up to the bathhouse, let's say... it is entirely up to you if you guys wish to discuss anything further. Rolder, you still have that information that you haven't shared with anybody in regards to the nature of the items you've been acquiring. But eventually you find your way inside this rather luxurious looking area. The bathhouse, it would help if I actually put your tokens in here because I deleted them. It's this beautiful white marble looking area, complete with 4 main pools. Each of them appear to be marked with a different set of symbols. There appears to be concession stands with oh, I didn't delete your tokens, they're right there, my apologies. So, let me just get the description again real quick. Appreciate your patience. Okay, so it's you as you're heading through the door, you also notice that the lobby is filled with altars dedicated to Sune, who is also the deity that Queothe seems to be a representative of. There's various scrolled candelabras. The glass roof basically has this beautiful warm sun beaming down. It's got this really nice hothouse vibe to it. There's a small garden section in the middle with some benches and a large older looking well maintained tree. There are various benches, there are various beds around the area. What would you all like to do?
Taff, first of all, make a respectful bow to the Shrine of Selune.
Oh, okay. By the way, this is not Selune, this is for Sune.
Sorry.
Selune is the moon goddess, Sune is the Yandere goddess.
Oh, Sune, sorry.
Sune.
In that case, no, he doesn't.
Yes.
Oh, what she's done.
We all know what she's done.
Mm.
So,
Don't we squish?
what?
I like Selune, says Haraga.
Well, what can we say? She helped create history.
For context for those random statements, head over to Journalis's YouTube channel and check out the Maelstrom playlist, DM'd by Sephi.
Yep.
And that's all the context you're getting from me.
Which is ironic considering our dear Ajo was craving cheese.
Yes, yes.
Ah, what a cheese! Ah.
Anyway.
It is canon. Tablins are lactose intolerant. Anywho.
So yeah, you basically have the run of the place. There are a few other patrons milling about, minding their own business, just relaxing, enjoying the space. You basically go where you want, do as you will.
Are these baths all open to the air, or is there any private ones?
There are private rooms deeper into the complex, so in like other, so basically through these doors here. This is sort of like the shared public area.
I suspect the private room would be more expedient to us.
Yes. I'm going to inquire if there is a cost.
Okay.
Bucket will approach what he assumes is an attendant.
Sure. So for the sake...
Actually, you know what? Before he makes a fool of himself, I would look around and see if there is actually an attendant.
Yeah, I would say you do see one or two. Yeah, you do see some staff here who would be able to help you out. The DM didn't make a private bath map, so he's
And this one
tempted.
is fenced in.
I would say this. Each one of these baths, they're sunken, and there is a small fence up around them, so people can't look in. But it's kind of open plan, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have a private conversation, but if the staff needed to, shenanigans could be kept to a minimum. Does that seem like a fair compromise?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll just use the power of imagination that we got a private booth.
Okay.
Imagination.
So, stepping into this one here, I would say this. The staff do seem a little bit concerned as to the large metal, rust-covered entity stepping into the water. Does someone want to get this? I think it's about to break down.
I am fine. I am waterproof and require buffing.
Oh, okay, sure, yeah, we can do that. So, I would say this. Let me just check up the services and everything. I would say a gold piece is actually going to net each of you a little bit of private service, like a massage or anything like that, or in Bucket's case, buffing. Are you all going to be in the same bath, or are you spreading out and going to different locations in this main space?
I'd say we stay close to each other.
Okay, so I would say this. As you head into this one, you notice there's a sign next to it that's labelled heated. Also, why did that suddenly explode really loud?
Pupper barked.
Yes, thank you, Papa. And now everything's gone quiet. So, as you step into this section, you notice the sign in both Chilton and Common refers to this as a heated bath. There's a little bit of steam coming off it, and as each of you take a soak and dip into the water, each of you are going to take an additional 10 temporary hit points.
I'd say at this point because presumably everyone's had to take off the gear.
I would say this: there are changing rooms and everything. You didn't go straight from the front door to here. There are rooms in between here and this section.
I would say that everyone can see the massive number of scars covering Tarth's torso at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my snacks, cheese, not like them.
So, as you guys are, sitting down to rest, there are a few people wandering around offering juice drinks. There's also, little bits of food as well for people who require refreshments. But again, everyone who's in this section here you're going to be taking an extra 10 temporary hit points while you have your conversation. Okay, eventually you are left alone, and the attendants make their way to a different section. Bucket, I believe you had something you wish to do.
Yeah. Once they're sure, the lone bucket kind of sets themselves against the corner, then reaches up, undoes a little latch, and opens up the chest plate, and Peanut jumps out and starts paddling in the water.
So anyone who wasn't aware of it, now everyone is aware of the fact that there is a little squirrel piloting the big warforged. Doing a little paddle.
Well, what can I say? It gets a little hot in there.
That is understandable.
A little rock in there that keeps me cool, but it needs to recharge after a little while. Please don't look at me like that.
No, Clark. No, you're not allowed to eat them.
Rest assured, I have no interest in eating someone I have sworn to protect.
So, we thinking about taking this righteous brand thing?
They are unprepared and foolish. But if they pay well...
Well, we could use the money. And we do have some time to kill before we have to head further into the ruins with Volo.
I would not object to showing them how things are done. Lack of civilization, indeed.
Yeah, it was kind of a rude thing to say.
Rest assured, I have done worse to people for insulting the mistress.
I'm sure you have. You guys, you think this is a good idea, or you still want to hang about?
Squirrel asks the kobolds.
Yeah.
Did I say again?
Basically, the Peanut was just asking you if you guys are good to hang about for a little longer, or did you just want to go back to your own business?
Oh yeah, we can hang out.
Also, don't worry about the size of the squirrel token there. I just realised we didn't have one for Bucket. So, as you guys are basically having your conversation, unwinding, relaxing, I would say, who has the largest passive perception?
Tarf has 11 as his passive perception.
Okay, anybody above 11?
Double check. Yeah, I have 12.
Okay then. In that case, you notice that just above you, there's in the bath above you, you start to hear splashing and some panicked sounds as some of the patrons seem to be acting a little bit skittish. You hear one or two of the other staff come over, and people start screaming, "Up! Shit! No! Everyone out! Everyone out!" And it is at that point where I would like everybody, if you would give me about 1 moment, and I'm going to make sure that Peanut is not included in the initiative, because that would be crazy. I would like everyone to roll me some initiative.
Okay.
So, add a third if you are.
Just wanted to relax.
How deep are these baths?
I would say they're about, you could basically, I would say, Tarth, you're standing at the bottom and it comes to just the middle of your waist. The kobolds are having to doggy paddle, you know, but basically as you get closer to the edge, or at least closer to the stairwell, then it is easier for you to, you know.
So it's about 3.5 foot deep.
Yeah, pretty much.
How deep are these baths? These baths, how deep are these baths?
Oh, that was a reach. That was a reach.
It was.
But yeah, can I get a initiative from Tertra and from Rhoda, please?
I thought I rolled.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, because you didn't have your token selected, it didn't go through onto the system.
Oh.
So it's okay, I can manually add that. So that was a 13 for Tertra, and where was Rhoda's?
I have not rolled yet.
Okay. 13, there we go. Okay, lots of lucky 13s. So, let us organise this. Tarth, you can act first as you hear loud splashing and angry sounds coming from this section over here.
Okay, this section here, I'm presuming.
Yes.
Tarth is going to make his way. Oh, can he move up onto here?
I would say if it's basically a paper barrier, if you just want to lizard man rip through it, then yes.
No, he's not going to. Where's the nearest way to get out other than the steps?
Bear with me a second, sorry.
Aw, you're not gonna channel your inner Godzilla?
No.
The steps are going to be over here.
Right, he's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, dash 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Okay, so as you head over here, I would say part of the paper barrier has been ripped aside here, and you see thrashing around in the water. The water itself appears to have risen up and is hissing in anger.
A water elemental.
Next up, Rhoda, what would you like to do?
Oh. You really are the BDSM, aren't you?
I am indeed. Well, here's the thing. I was going to give you all a nice bit of time to relax and unwind, but you know what? It's just more entertaining this way. Also, I would say this, you have all taken a long rest.
Good.
Mechanically, you've taken a long rest.
Hmm.
But Tarth, now that you've stepped outside of this pool, you no longer have those 10 temporary hit points.
Fair enough.
Okay. So.
Okay. Well.
Just a casual reminder as well, we probably don't have our weapons on us.
You probably don't.
Now why would you bring that up?
Because I have weapons all the time.
Gonna smack you upside the head, boy. Clear up some of that dust on your brain.
I am 6'8", you are under 3 feet.
I mean, I still can't jump.
Mm.
White kobolds can't jump.
Yeah. Okay.
That's cold, just like the kobolds. Snowballs.
Rolder, what would you like to do?
Well, let me see here. Oh, first, before I forget, let me get those 10 hit points on my sheet. Not 110.
Also, for the record, your hit points are currently at 20 of 27, at least on my screen. So at the moment, everyone's going to be at full hit points. There we go. That will change, don't worry, it will change.
Okay, well, let's see. How far away am I?
You are 25 feet away. I would say this, the paper barriers... I'm so sorry, after you.
You said Taroth lost the 10 hit points going out of the water, but if I get back
Correct.
in the water, do I get them back?
You don't know. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Okay, then 5, 10, 15, 20, and then...
Okay. As you jump into that pool, this is what happens. So bear with me a second. That location, that's got this water with the elemental spewing out of it, has an odd floral tang to it. It's got this, it's basically like a herbal bath. At the moment, you don't feel anything the moment you step in, but we'll see what happens at the end of your turn. Feels nice though. So carry on.
Sorry, I'm sorry. 10, 15, yeah, still 20 that way. Okay, so... Then... Earth Tremor on it.
Ooh, okay. Let's see. Each creature dexterity saving throw. Interesting. And what's the DC? Yeah,
12.
no, it fails. So
Okay, come on, 6. 5 is good.
okay, yeah, 5 points of damage. Not bad, not bad. So it takes that, and it also seems to... Here's the weird thing about water. It's, now, can you really knock what... I would say, yeah, it seems to, like, sort of, like, jiggle around a little bit. It seems to, like, sort of lose its cohesion, at least for a moment or two, before it slowly starts to reform. But, mechanically speaking, it's going to be prone. Is that your turn?
And then going to 5, 10. Use the rest of my movement to just, for the moment, get out of the water and at least get out of range of it.
Okay. So you end your turn outside the water. The water has no effect on you. Next up is going to be this individual. It is going to burn most of its movement to get back to normal. Then, let's see. You know, all these people are running away. However, you hurt it, so it is going to float over here. And let's see, I think it's going to... My question to Rolder is a... well, a 6 probably isn't going to hit.
No.
I would say pretty much the entire paper barrier, anything that was remaining, is destroyed as this creature sort of swipes at the wall, swipes at you. Impacts with a column, way stronger than what you would have expected. But it looks like it was trying to grapple you and has failed.
I see.
Next up is going to be Tertra.
Can I use my movement to put Peanut back inside bucket?
I'd allow that if Peanut would allow that.
Sure, I'd allow that. I would say she was already paddling furiously towards the suit.
Yeah, so like 5, pick up 10, drop off inside the suit.
Thank you.
And then
I'd say that I'm allowing that as a bonus action. Because I'm kind. Sometimes.
Okay, so I'm going to use Enlarge Reduce, but I'm going to reduce the water elemental.
Okay, what does it need to save? Let's see. Constitution saving throw, okay. And the DC is going to be 12. That was an 8. So it is now reduced. Interesting, okay.
And since you said that was a bonus action, I guess I'm gonna move to support Rolda as pack tactics.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna move here, so when you move, I'll be ready for pack tactics.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would
so
say
you
this.
can move into the water and then be ready for the pack tactics.
Okay. If you're ending your turn in the water, then...
Well, can it be on the ledge in the same square? Because it's like half and half. It doesn't let me choose the half of the square.
I will allow you to be wherever you want to be. If you're on the ledge, you're on the ledge.
Well, I would be in the ledge because
you're on the ledge.
It's convenient.
Yeah.
But the game doesn't allow me to put it there.
Yeah, it's
You
always
hold
the top
Alt
corner.
when you move your token, it won't snap to the grid.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
Hey, there you go. We all learned something new.
Haha. I'm on the ledge.
Yes, you are.
You can't reach me.
That's what you think. So, Bucket, so much for that nice soak.
God damn it.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Gonna have a look at this thing. Frying.
And then cast. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
And firstly, double check. Nope, that'll hit my little kobold friend, so I'm not gonna do that one.
Instead, I'm gonna cast this.
Okay. Ray of Sickness. That is going to hit its armor class. Constitution saving throw, because it's made every single saving throw so far. Let's see. Haha! Nope. Okay, so... Oh, let me actually just check its resistances in regards to poison damage. Poison damage. It is. Oh dear. Okay. So.
It's immune, isn't it? God damn it.
You basically cast a spell. You know it lands, and you see the creature sort of like shudder a little, like it's taking the effect, and then it's like it's almost the equivalent of it blinking, looking down at itself, looking up at you, and just shrugging. It's immune to poison.
That was a waste. That's pretty much all I can do.
Awesome. Lucy, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm going to move forward.
Mm-hmm. Infestation. Okay. Let's see. Oh no. Infestation, it seems, does poison damage.
We're getting the echo again.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the creature does not seem to take any damage. The bugs basically charge into it, and they just go into the water, and they just like you just see the bug corpses start to float in the water. It's not very nice. No effect, I'm afraid. Tarth!
Well, Tarth has seen now that there's no point in worrying about getting the water dirty. He's going to bite onto his hand to activate the Rite of the Heretic.
Okay. Interesting.
To dive in.
Sploosh.
And does the alligator thing.
Okay, a 14 is going to hit, so it is going to take that amount of damage.
And 1d4 for the... Oh, I've got to roll another d4 actually for the damage to him. Oh, 3.
Okay.
So the Tarth takes 3 damage, and does an additional 4 to the auto elemental.
Okay. Okay. So I'm just... Oh no, I'm checking its resistances. Oh no. Oh. You know what? I will say this. As you basically go down to attack it, your hits do land, and you do feel like you're doing damage. However, because of the nature of this creature, it doesn't seem to be doing as much damage as you would expect.
I'm just going to point out we've always regarded Bloodhunter rights as magical attacks.
You know, I would say that yes. Okay, so that's an extra 2 points of damage. Oh, no, I just added 2 hit points. No, -2, -2. But yeah, so unfortunately though, for your bite attack, this creature appears to be resistant to fire and piercing.
Force damage. Rite of the Heretic does force damage.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, yeah. Well, it's going to take the full damage from your right. It's just the bite, unfortunately, did not do full damage.
Right. Okay. Because, like I say, we usually class any damage done with basically any weapon using Bloodhunter, right, as a magical weapon, basically. So.
We have ruled that in the past. And you know what? Sure. Okay. You have convinced the DM. See, I'm kind. I'm being very kind to you all right now. There's no ulterior motive for that.
Your sister has gone to bed and doesn't notice your kindness.
That's her loss. Okay, so that's Tarth's turn. Anything else?
No, that's all you can do.
As you end your turn in this water near the elemental, you are going to gain 1d4 hit points. So roll a d4.
1d4.
That's how many hit points you get back. Okay,
Three.
Mulder.
Okay. Now let me get back here. And let's see. Use my new toy here. And 5-foot cube. I'm assuming DM ruling that's just one square, right?
Yes.
So, yep. Focus it right on the elemental.
So this is something that I didn't bring up earlier. The components for this spell are vocal, somatic, and material. So you would need a sliver of glass to cast this. I'll say, for the sake of argument, there's like a broken glass that one of the servers were picking up, but for future reference, because you don't have access to your usual component pouch and everything, or do you use a spell focus or do you use a component pouch?
Just going to point out, bards usually use an instrument as their focus.
And
They can use any of their artistic means to channel their magic. Bards can technically breakdance magic.
You know what?
What are you talking about for his magic?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you took the class that we talked to, your scimitars act as a focus for you.
Does that mean a pickup artist technically can use?
Easy one-liners, yes.
Yep.
Technically, Jonas' spell focus is not her lute, it is her voice.
well, then, DM ruling on this, as he said, the class I took, technically my scimitars can be my focus, but since I don't have them, can singing be my focus at the moment?
Absolutely. That's absolutely, yeah, that actually makes sense. It's just something I just noticed and I'm thinking, oh yeah, you guys don't have your usual equipment, how are we going to do this? So, we figured out a way around it, so good. So, Cloud of Daggers, it needs to make a so you need to make a concentration check, so make sure that you've got a concentration icon or something on your token so we don't forget. What kind of save does he need to make?
That would be a... Hang on.
Oh no, he doesn't get to save, it's just a straight 4d4.
Ah, yes. So,
Okay. 14. Okay. That is going to be... Well... Normally I would say it's going to be reduced, but because that's a spell, I'm going to say that's going to take the full amount. Okay, that works. And would you like to mark on the board where this is?
Yep.
Because everyone within 5 feet is going to take damage from it.
Yep. I'm trying to draw the shape. Draw the shape.
Oh, I see. It's you marked it as grey. It's okay. I got it. I got it. I'll.
Got it. Yes, it's right on top of where the creature currently is.
Oh, right on top of it. So Tarth is going to take that damage as well. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, 5 feet on each side. Okay, that's fine.
Pointed towards the center.
Hang on. You fill it in with spinning daggers in a cube 5 feet on either side, centered on a point which is within range. A creature takes 4d4 slashing damage when it... No! You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I misread that. That's fine. Yeah. We're good.
Thank you, Hunt.
Yeah. Good spot. Good spot. Okay. Anything else you want to do?
I'll move a little bit. And bink. Just get more out of its range.
Okay.
As I'm squishy bold.
Yes, you are. Next up is going to be this creature's turn, and Tarth, does a 22 hit you? Okay. It is going to grapple its tendrils, even though they're greatly reduced, are going to wrap around you, and it is going to all but envelop you. You're going to take 15 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
You are considered grappled, and you will need to make a opposed strength check at the start of your turn in order to break that grapple. Okay?
Yep.
Okay. Tertra, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Thinking. Just need to reread this. That's a concentration in case I can't cast a new spell.
Actually, I think if it's not a concentration spell, you can cast another spell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but like, do you know what spells I have?
I mean, I still have access to your sheet, so I can see, but not at the moment.
It's like no offense, so there's that. That's concentration. I'm just going to move over to support Rolda and give Parth a bardic inspiration.
Okay. Tarth, you now have a point of inspiration to use as you see fit.
Alright,
So, might be useful for that strength check you're going to make
I
shortly.
guess I forgot I don't have my crossbow, so alright, we can't shoot things.
Yeah. Sorry. Bucket. Excuse me. What would you like to do, Bucket?
Bucket is going to... That spell didn't work, that one's not gonna work. No, my luck, that won't work either. So, time to go old-fashioned. Thump, splash, splash. Stabby stabby, motherfucker.
Okay, with advantage because you are flanking.
And 2 weapon fighting.
Oh damn.
Never.
Okay. So the first one absolutely hits. And does that amount of damage. The second one is also going to hit and is going to do that amount of damage. So you are getting some pretty strong hits in, but as you are wailing on it, you kind of notice you're basically like you're punching and you're stabbing water. Doesn't seem to have much effect. It's doing something, but not as much as you would like. You don't happen to have any electrical-based attacks, do you?
Not any that I can guarantee.
Mm.
I have Chaos Bolt, but
Mm.
there are 4 options that this thing is either resistant or immune to.
That's the beauty of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're gonna move over to Lucy. Lucy is just going to feral possum child scream and charge right into the fray. She is going to use her feral claws. Apologies. And let's see. So that is going to be interesting. That is actually going to hit, and she also, let me just double check the resistances and everything. She actually does full damage. Yeah, so Lucy basically just starts savaging this creature. And yeah, she is going to do 5 points of acid damage to it. So, Tarth, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, since he's grappled, he's going to first off pop this.
Ah. Okay, so this creature is now marked. Okay, we'll say boom. That makes sense. He is now marked.
So he gets advantage on his next attack.
I mean, you already did because you're flanking with Bucket, but yeah.
True. 21.
Okay, so you're going to take, and this is technically this is another magical attack, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
2d4.
Alright. Anything else?
No, he's fine.
Okay.
He's going to take a breath.
You're going to what now?
He's going to take a breath. He knows what's coming next.
Okay. So you are still grappled by the creature. You just basically took a bite, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay then. So since you are still grappled, unless I am mistaken, let me just reread this real quick. You... Okay. Give me a Constitution check.
Constitution.
You are beginning to drown.
I'm just going to pop this.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah.
He takes a deep breath.
Yeah.
You can hear the
Let's try it.
disappointment in his voice as he captured his evil scheme.
Yeah.
Just the immediate disappointment. I'm sorry to
Yeah.
call.
Yeah.
That
No.
was too good.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It was resistant to all your attacks until I was like, yeah, you know what's fine. Hey, it's only got 60 hit points, but you know what? That's fine. That's fine. Rhoda, what would you like to do? Your turn, I see. Your turn to make me miserable. I'll have my vengeance.
Let's see.
That is true.
What else do I have? Oh, Clouded Dagger's still going. Let's see. Ooh, Healing Word as a bonus action. Forgot about that. that is concentration. So I will just go ahead and cast Healing Word on Tarth.
Oh, okay. You get 4 points of healing. Also, I forgot to say, Tarth, roll another d4. That's how many hit points you restore because you're in the herbal bath.
It's like I'm in a giant soup.
Basically, yes. Super duper.
It's gator soup. With extra iron.
Moving on. Anything else for you, Icy?
Nope, that's it. And let me go ahead and roll the dagger damage.
So as you guys watch, Tarth is basically he's trying to bite into this basically this living tsunami. However, it is just buffeting him around. He looks, however, like he's doing fine. The blades, however, that are spinning around basically shred the water until eventually it just flows back into the bath that you are in, and everything seems to be fine.
And as soon as it goes away, Rolda drops the spell.
Okay.
Can't we have just a nice, relaxing bath after a long day?
Sorry about that. That security system got tripped. That's my bad. That's one of the attendants towards the back, sort of like starts apologizing to the group. 50% off for the next hour. How does that sound?
Only 50?
Since I've had a short rest, I'm gonna go have a talk with him alone.
Oh shit, okay. Okay, sure, roll it.
I want to speak to your manager.
Okay. Let me roll this.
Literally just like, fuck it. Like, dude.
That's a 3. You guys have just, okay. Let me put it to you this way. You guys now have a free pass for the next week.
I knew that trait was gonna be so good.
So what you're saying is Turtra is basically a male Karen.
Are you legitimately trying to eat my mice? What the fuck, cat?
Kevin,
Is a Kevin. Oh, that's what they're called, okay.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you guys
So fair.
Oh, it took me a moment there, Sephi. Sorry, that's a little bit of a deep cut for this day and age. But yes. So, you were able to unwind, relax yourselves, and enjoy the rest of the your time in the bath with no further irritation. So, before we bring things to a close for this session, does the group have any plans, any further discussions they wish to make before the next day and their induction into some dinosaur racing?
Sorry, not unless anyone brings up the scars.
I think they would. I would say that Rolda would, once he makes sure that nobody is within listening distance, tells the rest of the group about the amulets, how they all fit together and whatnot.
Okay. What do you guys do with that information?
Tarth is going to commit it to memory.
I didn't hear what you said there because I was trying to stop this cat from eating my mice.
Well, it is a mouse.
Basically, what Dennis said earlier about the amulets and how they fit together, Rolda tells the rest of the group that.
Ah, right, okay. We still have both pieces, right?
All three, yeah.
You picked up an amulet from the Grung. It was sort of a weird half-moon shape. You picked up an identical, or now that you're looking at it, almost a mirror version of it from the gnome dude that Rolder killed. You also picked up the snake head from, I want to call her Senua, the mage who basically was dealing with a smuggling ring, and she was like, hey, you know what, have this, I'm going.
Yes, I remember that. Okay. Do you think it's wise that we attempt to reassemble these or keep them apart?
I would keep them apart for the time being.
Perhaps that is the wisest option.
So who's holding all the pieces? Do you each have different ones, or is it Tarth that has all of them?
Bucket has the first one we got from the Grung.
Okay.
I would say, for argument's sake, Half would have asked Bucket to keep them inside their chassis for the time being.
Okay.
At least while
Bucket
we're
is
in the
keeping
baths.
hold of all of them then. Good to know.
At least while we're in the baths.
Okay. Bucket, before you're able to get back outside of your chassis and everything, give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh no.
Given the fact that you're now in close proximity to 3 of these artifacts.
Drop your weapons. You have 4 seconds to comply.
You now have 20 seconds to comply.
Eat your sprouts!
Peanut, as you're scurrying around inside the casing, you're looking at these items.
Does it really count if one of them is in the bag of holding?
I would say you've got at least 2 of them next to you.
Okay.
One of them would have been enough. So, I would say this. You are looking at this item and you're not too sure why. Call it a leap of faith or a leap of logic or something, but you're starting to see a pattern here. There's something going on. Maybe it's manifest destiny, you don't know. But you remember what the old man, Grandfather Zatembi, said. You will achieve your goal. You will get what you want. Maybe these artifacts are the key to doing it. You don't know how yet, and you're gonna have to trust the others at least a little bit. You need them. But from this point on, at the back of Peanut's mind, she wants this for herself. Whatever the completed artifact is, it's not that you're going to murder everybody and take them for yourself. It's more, you know you need this. And you just got to think of a really, really good excuse for the rest of the group to let them give it to you. When the time is right, of course. Does that seem fair?
This age Peanut's gonna pop out of the stood again, seeing as we're alone.
Perhaps it's wise if we keep these somewhere a little bit more secret. I could put them in my bag of holding. Separately, of course.
Of course, I merely suggest keep them in your chassis whilst we are in the baths.
I was thinking for long-term storage. People seem to be looking for these, and well, who's going to be looking inside this?
Peanut,
Exactly.
one
Yes?
small point of order. I'd like you to give me another wisdom saving throw. Tarth made sense. You should keep them in the chassis. That way you can see them all the time.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll keep them here.
Bear in mind, if you show any signs of non-beneficial effects,
I don't think they're any danger where they're apart.
Either way, I am concerned for your well-being.
Oh, I appreciate that, buddy. But no, I think they'll be okay. One of them's kept in here. If I keep them apart, I'll put one in the shoulder, one over here in the backpack. They should be fine.
Very well.
Inette is not going to put them in those places. She's going to put them both under her bed.
Good. Okay. So, is there anything else anyone wishes to do or discuss before we wind things down for the session?
Nope.
I think we're good.
Delightful. So, that was our little chill out, relax, little bit of plot episode. I'm very disappointed that the water weird didn't murder at least one of you. Next time. But yes, you guys have made some friends, gained a little bit of information, got a bit more context for the area that you might be traveling to in the future, and a few job opportunities. I will say this moving forward. There are going to be many different people wanting to hire you to assist them in travelling deeper into the land of Chult. You do not need to take all of these jobs. It is entirely up to you, the players, what you feel like doing. So, just giving you options for what direction you want to go in. But that is pretty much it for the evening. As we always say, any questions, comments, or theories before we wind down?
I'm wondering if you took the water word from my campaign.
No, actually, this entire encounter is from, including this map and everything, this is from a encounter called Spa Day, written by Liza Jen. This is from one of the supplemental books for Port Nyanzaru specifically. So each of the baths has its own little feature. One of them basically restores hit points at the end of each round. Another one gives you a fixed set of extra hit points. One of them is actually an ice bath that gives you resistance to fire damage, which might be useful if someone's doing fire damage. And the fruit stand, if you started, getting food or anything there, that's basically got some hot coals there that you can use as a heated weapon attack. So it's an area that rewards a little bit of exploration, but in play we didn't really get to see much of that. So interesting little encounter there.
It's almost like Chulton. It's almost like Chulton's ideal for lizard men.
It is. And yes, the disappointment when I'm like, wait, he breathes under. Okay. Noted, Sephi.
Yep.
Noted.
So, start of Peanut's corruption arc?
Yes, the start of Peanut's corruption arc.
I'm gonna have to post something in Dice and Adults chat in a bit.
Okay.
Because the phrase "advanced strangulation" just came to mind.
Oh jeez.
Oh, no.
Hey, just play safe, kids. That's all I'm gonna say. Just play safe. But yes, you've learned a bit more about the separate items and the fact that they're not as separate as they may appear. You've learned a little bit about maybe is the Radiant Abomination, whatever the fuck that is. I don't know. Who's Nyanzaru? Never heard of it. And I do believe, we also saw how Undral is doing. Got a few more solid leads for future work, heading further down south into Chult itself. And I believe next session we are going to be doing some dinosaur racing. So, It's going to be a little bit different, a little bit interesting. I'm excited. After that, I do believe we might be off for a week, just because of the nature of my schedule. I'll confirm that shortly off stream, but it's going to be one more Thursday guaranteed, and then I believe I will be off the week after. So, until next time, everybody, it has been a genuine pleasure. Be good to yourselves, be kind, be awesome, and we will see you all again here in the lovely land of Chult very soon. Farewell.
Night night.
Bye.